Well, hello, friend, and welcome to the House of Sugar Creek. I am embarking on some fun projects. So I am going to show you what is coming down the pipeline and what I'm going to be working on today, which is actually a client project. So let's get to it. This is the project. The project is fixing this dog chewed area of this beautiful leather chair, and it's going to involve the repair of this, but also the just general cleanup of the chair itself. And so let me show you what I will be working with first. So first up, this is just a mixture of simple grain degreaser just to give this whole chair a good cleaning. I will not be spraying it on the leather. I will be using some kind of a leather cleaner to clean the leather, but also condition the leather. It needs a good condition. And so let me kind of walk you through the process. Now, to be very honest, this is the very first time I have ever attempted a repair like this. I had an idea, and then I sought out other people on YouTube and saw that my idea would work, and tracked down the materials. So the material that I'm using, and I will link it down in the description, this is called Amazing Mold Putty. Amazing Mold Putty. And it comes in 2 containers, and this is part 1 and this is part 2, or part A, part B. And so you take an equal amount of each and you squish them together and get them mixed really, really well. And what you do when you are taking a mold of something, you're going to use the good side. And so the good side of this particular chair is this arm. So I'm going to cast a mold of this arm so that I can then basically bondo this back into that shape. And then we have to finesse it to get it back into that look, which is off screen right now. So, and I'll do some close-ups, but so we're going to mold the good side to have a template to work with. We're going to use wood bondo into the mold, and I got to get this cleaned up so it's not so jagged in order to put the bondo on with the mold. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this guy is going to get fixed and reconditioned, and we're ready to go. So let's get to it. So cleaning first. Always, you got to do your prep. I know that's the crappy part of any kind of project, any kind of DIY, but you got to do your prep work first so that you have a strong product to work with, or a good product, or a blank slate to work with once you get started. And you clean in between each step, and anyways, here we go. Okay, so this is kind of a close-up of the damage to this chair arm. And we have on this side, we still have the shape to work with. So we're really just kind of filling in up here and filling in here. So we still have this part of the shape, this part of the shape. Where it gets a little awry is on this side. And so we've lost the inner part of this arm. And really, this thing just needs a really good scrubbing. So that's what I will be doing first, and also using an 80 grit to kind of clean up some of these rough edges, because it just needs to be a little bit more smooth. And plus there is a line down here I'm going to show you on the good side. You can see a very, very distinct line down this middle. I got to get that line back in order to recreate this. So ultimately the bondo is going to recreate this part and then just basically fill in the gaps. And so yeah, so this is the chair up close and personal. I will be wearing gloves once I start the cleaning process, just because, you know, you never know when you're going to be super sensitive to things. And I can tell this has already been recovered once because of the staples that used to be in this wood. So I don't know if I will be cleaning these guys up or not. Like there's still a piece of staple in there. But we are definitely going to fix this and just ultimately give it a good loving. So we're gonna start with cleaning and then also sanding down these rough edges so that I have a better space to work with, and then also recreating, probably with some kind of a file to recreate that divot in the arm, because I won't be able to do that with the bondo without it already being there. Alright, so I got it wiped down, all the wood's wiped down, and I started sanding on it. And now I'm going to go switch over to a Dremel tool to clean these grooves up a little bit more. But I've got a really great surface to start working with, and next step is going to be to make the mold for this side, so we have something good to work with. So I'm gonna actually drive this little chair, I have it on rollers, drive this little chair over to the other side of the shop so that I can utilize the Dremel tools that are over there and basically not make a mess on the studio side, which is kind of dressed up right now. So okay, let's go. Next steps are going to be to create the mold, because I need the mold curing while I continue to clean up this arm with the Dremel tool. So the instructions are really easy. Measure equal amounts, mix thoroughly, roll over original. So, and then let cure for 20 minutes, remove the original, and then now you have your casted piece. So we're going to see if we can get some of this stuff out of here. So I take the purple, well, it's not really purple, it's like a gray color, and make a little ball out of it. I'm going to set it back down in the tube while I work on getting some of this yellow out. And make sure I get equal amounts of both to work with. And let's look at, looks like I need a little bit more yellow. If I had a scale here, actually, you know what? I do have a scale here. Okay, I have a scale that I can actually tear out so that I can make sure that what I have on it is not being measured. And so good. Thankfully, this sheet of paper is not measuring at any amount, which is nice. Okay, so so we've got 1.5 ounces of yellow. I'm gonna stick that back in the yellow, and then I am good. 1.5 ounces of the other. So we're good. And turn this off and set this over here. Get the scale out of the way. So that was nice. They both measured out at 1.5. So now it is time to mix thoroughly. Now supposedly you can do this with your hands, but you know, rubber gloves are not that expensive, so we're gonna rubber glove it. And I feel like somebody said you only have, maybe that's the bondo. The bondo, you only have so much time to work with it. This stuff feels pretty pliable. And it doesn't say that my time is limited, so that's good. So we're just mixing these two up like Play-Doh. It's been a long time since I've played with Play-Doh. And this is what is going to help us create our mold. And thankfully, we don't have a lot of details that are missing out of this chair arm. Just enough to be annoying that the dog got a hold of it, but it's not bad. It could have been worse. So I've seen people do a hot glue method, but I've also seen that damage the good side when they were creating the mold, and I'd rather not have to fix two sides. It's already going to be challenging to replicate this stain because of the wood bondo. But okay, so this is mixed really thoroughly. I don't want any, kind of make it a pancake. I don't want any holes through it because I don't want the bondo coming out of it. Now I'm going to move the camera so I can show you the next step. Alright, here is the arm. This is what we're going to be molding. I'm going to put my gloves back on, and I want to make sure that this gets smushed in, paying attention to this side because I need that to have a mold on it. To get a little, oh, see, that's not good. Uh-oh, not good. Okay, it's sticking to the gloves, so we're gonna risk no gloves for the next part. All right, it's just sticky. It's not bad. Do have a bubble there. And if this doesn't turn out, the great thing about it is I have more. But I don't know why this wouldn't mold the way I need it to. But there's a first time for everything. Alright, the mold is on and it's in its curing process, which the box says 20 minutes. That's dumb. It did not cure in 20 minutes. I found some information that says 2 to 3 hours, so we're gonna wait the 3 hours for this thing to cure because I don't want to start over. In the meantime, I got the Dremel out thanks to my husband and cleaned up the grooves to give some more definition. I'm going to work on cleaning them up even further because I need them to be a little bit deeper than what is over there so that I am not raising this handle up or this chair arm up any further than I have to. So come on, zoom in, there you go. So I need to Dremel them out a little bit deeper so that we have the definition once the bondo goes on, but we're not putting a huge layer of bondo on here, so that's good too. So third time is the charm on the mold, which is this one. This is second attempt. This one's first attempt. So on this side of the box, it tells you, well, let's see if I can, there it goes. Work time is 2 to 3 minutes. That is from the moment you start mixing. So this got over mixed and would never set. It would never harden. These guys are fully molded, and this one I just didn't get over all the way where I needed it to right here. So we did a third one. Second good one, but third attempt. So this is what will be used to add wooden bondo in it, and then it will just slot over and into that with the bondo, and it'll just get squished into place. So that will be next step. So this step is complete. There it goes. Alright, so I picked up some bondo wood filler, and it comes with, this is hardener, and use this, and then you add a bead of this on top, and then you mix it together. And I believe you only have like 3 to 5 minutes to work with this. Let's see. Working time after you mix the filler and hardener will be 3 to 5 minutes. Mix only small amounts that can be used within that working time. And then depending on the size of the hole that you're filling or the repair that you're making, it's been recommended to just let it cure overnight. So that is what I'm going to do for this, considering I have a fairly large mold to fill. And not all of this has to be filled. I just need enough all the way around the perimeter to have bondo on it. So I don't want bondo dripping out of this. I just need enough for it to make the repair. So that is going to be what I do, and yeah, let's just see how this works.
Using both sides, so.
here is where we are on the repair. So, looks really good. My husband is very talented. We have some more color matching to do as this is drying down. Bondo is green, and I knew this would probably be the most challenging part, so we're gonna have to get a little bit more crafty, but no big deal. The repair has been made. Now it's just getting as close to the stain color as we can, but not too shabby. And I didn't want to show the process of the painting because I wasn't 100% certain it was going to do what I wanted it to do. And in order to match up to the other side, I actually had to add a little color on the other side as well. But I'm going to show you the product that I used. It looks so good. I mean, for what I had to work with, it looks so good. I probably could stand to put a little bit more kind of that reddish color into it, but it's drying down right now and it's got several layers of toner on it. But let me show you. So this is Mohawk, and I had to order this from a wood shop kind of supply place online. I will link it in the description. So they have a wide variety of colors of toner. So this is toner. If you think about when you get your hair done and you put color in your hair, and sometimes your hairstylist will use a toner, that's basically what this is. So I ended up spraying the tops of the caps because there's no indication other than the name of the toner. There's just no indication of the actual color. I mean, it's a light blue bottle or a yellowish beige bottle. And so these are the colors that I bought. And so I used this one kind of as the dark undertones, and then I added a little bit of green because this wood variety is a little green, added a hint of red, and then mainly added these on at the very end. And to be clear, these are very deceiving even on the cap, because once you spray down into a little plastic cup. So let me go grab a plastic cup. So these are the plastic cups that I use. I actually just sprayed a little bit of the toner inside or inside the cup, and then used the little tiny paint brushes to add the color. So I used the cups so that I could not have to cover up and put aerosol spray of toner all over this beautiful leather. So used enough to get into the cup and then used a paintbrush to apply. And so right now it's drying with the most recent color I put on it. I will probably add a little bit more of one of these on top to add just a little bit more lightness to it. And then the final step, and I don't see it out, is to just clear the whole thing. And what I'll do is actually I will clear all the way down to down here, and actually do that as well over here, because I ended up adding some toner on this side so that I could kind of just even out the color that I had to create for the fix. So it looks good. We're actually, let me just turn the chair around a little bit. So now we're in the light so that you can kind of see the coloring. And so again, to kind of match that over there, I needed to add some on this side as well, and I actually pulled the color all the way down so that I could get a good match all the way down. So it's a consistent look, and I think it's good. So we've got some leather conditioner. I've been working on the leather. Unfortunately, the owner's dog loves this chair, and so there are some stains that are just literally like, this little section is literally rock hard, and I can't do anything about that. I've already given the leather 2 treatments of conditioner and cleaner, and I will do 1 more. So I started out with McGuire's. This product, I'm literally almost out, if I'm not already out. And then I am finishing up with this leather conditioner from Howard, and restores and revives. So this is very buttery. The other one is more of a Armor All kind of texture. So I've used both on this. Actually, I tried using that butter in this area to see if I could soften this up, because it is just, I don't think, this is just years of the dog's, I'm hoping, drool. I don't know. These are pre-existing stains that I can't really do much about, so I will do my best. But this is the chair, and I am really proud of the final result. Like I said, I do want to lighten it up a little bit more and go from there, but not too shabby. Okay, so that video was actually filmed, all of that video footage was filmed last fall, and we delivered the chair to the client. She absolutely loved the chair, so I was so grateful that the repair we made actually came out as well as it did. So, oh my gosh, and I cannot believe I could not find the footage from where I actually placed the mold, which took me 3 times to, actually put it on the chair. But basically we just layered the bondo on in very thin layers, but enough to get the shape that I needed to get started with, and then pressed the mold on, and then kept that on there with some pressure until we felt that it was set up. I think we probably kept it on overnight. It's been almost a year. Well, not quite a year, but close. And I'm just like, I don't know where that footage went, but here we are, and it worked. So, but do know that bondo sets up so incredibly quickly. So use it in thin layers, and then sand in between, add where you need to, and it's a workable product. But don't read the parts where people say that it's stainable. It's definitely paintable, but it's definitely not stainable. So you definitely have to put paint layers on, and that is why I ended up using the toner, because toner actually, I didn't do a great job explaining this. Toner sits on kind of like there's a type of stain that won't soak into the wood. It's gel-based, that's what it is. It's like using gel-based stain. Gel-based stain sits on top of the wood, whereas actual stain will seep down into the pores of the wood. Toner is like that. Toner is gonna stay on the outskirts of whatever you're toning. So that is why I chose to do toner, to help me clear over the greenish bluish tint of that bondo. So hopefully that was beneficial to you. Client was happy. That's all I care about. And thanks so much for watching this episode. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And until next time, I hope you have a great rest of this week.